midday fix of facts and spicy sides.
From breaking headlines to backroom whispers.
All served hot and fresh. Hi there, I'm Monique Tuzon.
I'm Ferdi Salvador. Glad to have you with us.
And I'm Mai Rodriguez. This is the Daily Dish. Welcome to our second day. Day 2, yes. We have Nice Print with us today. They're famous for capturing
You know, I've always
moments.
been trying to get a photo from them, like in every event, but every time the line is so long. It's so crazy.
But
so
I
maybe
want to
today's the wait
list
list.
is long.
ask a lot of like the juicy stories, the spicy stories behind the scenes.
See if she's gonna
Let's see
dish.
if she'll
I hope she
divulge.
dishes. Oh, we just hashtag that. Let's see if
Yeah.
she's gonna dish. That's great, Mai.
Yeah, and also Meryll Soriano
That's right.
will grace the
Yes.
studio. in the show.
Award-winning actress.
We're gonna talk about her new movie Sunshine, where there's like a lot of controversy. So we'll ask her how she was able to step into that role and other stuff, among others.
But also rave reviews.
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
I haven't seen it yet, but I want to see it. That
And
could be
you
our
know,
next
she's
movie.
got a very interesting private life with her kids.
Meryl?
Kid,
Oh, I
rather.
did not
It's
know.
Super woman yan. That's
Only
why
Ferdi can get that out of her later.
And you know what?
What?
You went eating again.
Yes, that's why I'm wearing this dress, because nothing fits me anymore.
Yeah, I was asking you, what inspired your dress today?
All the food I ate this weekend.
Oh, but
'cause
you look good. Yeah.
I went to the International Manila Food Festival, and you guys will see me just eating later, so we'll talk more about that.
You've been going to a lot of eating events.
Yeah, I had a choice actually, Miss World. I know, not Miss World, Miss Earth, or the International Food Festival. I said, put
She
me where the
chose
food
food.
is.
Yeah.
Put me where the food
Bring
is.
us takeout next time.
Got you guys.
Yeah.
And yet,
You have to feed us.
Did you know
What?
that Monique was actually a beauty queen?
Yes, yes.
Am I the
know.
only one who doesn't
Miss
know
Glow?
that?
Miss
Right?
World before,
Miss World.
top 16.
Nice.
Before, I blew up because I ate so much.
Well, stay tuned. We have more on those stories later in the show. Now on to today's headlines. Senate President Cheese Escudero denies awarding government projects in and out of Sorsogon. Vice President Sara Duterte slams critics over her frequent travels abroad. Education Secretary Sonny Angara seeks a higher budget for next year and runs after those behind ghost beneficiaries in the senior high school voucher program. And Heart Evangelista takes on a bigger role in Harper's Bazaar, Singapore's issue in July. Senate President Cheese Escudero is up in arms over allegations he was involved in the awarding of government contracts in Sorsogon. Dexter Ganibe is on the phone to tell us more. Dexter, what did Cheese Escudero SP Cheese say?
Yes, my Senate President Cheese shrugs off what he called part of the demolition job to oust him. Sa kanyang press con nga ngayong umaga dito sa Senado, Escudero cited the online article as a malicious one. Though he admitted that Mr. Lawrence Lubiano, the president of Centerways Construction and Development Inc., is his kababayan from Sorsogon and one of his campaign donors during his senatorial bid on 2022, he denied his involvement on why Lubiano cornered over 5 billion peso government flood control projects from 2020 to 2024. Escudero also provided an updated list of flood control projects that were awarded to Centerways in the previous 5 years, totaling to 5.4 billion pesos. He reiterates that dragging his name to the construction company is part of the demolition job to oust him as the Senate President. Here's a part of SP Cheese's statement.
Tila nagkakatotoo na sinabi ko nitong mga nagdaang linggo na mayroong demolition PR job na nakatuon laban sa akin. At tulad ng babala, isang kapwa ko senador, na ito'y gagawin upang tiyakin na maalis ako sa pwesto at nang pag-final muli daw yung impeachment, ay wala na ako dito pagdating ng February 6.
My SPCs also mentioned that the one behind these demolition jobs is from the House of Representatives pero hindi na niya pinangalanan pa kanina. But he hinted that this official wanted him out as SP so that he would not be a hindrance when the House files another impeachment complaint against the Vice President come February 2026. But he is confident that he has the support of the majority of the senators for now for him to stay as Senate President. Mai?
All right, thank you, Dexter Ganibe, reporting to us from the Senate. Senator Joel Villanueva welcomes the investigation into the country's biggest flood control contractors. The senator also denies corruption in flood-prone Bulacan, which tops the list of provinces with the most projects. As Hanati tells us, Villanueva is calling for a coordinated fix to recurring floods.
Vindication. That's how Senator Joel Villanueva describes President Bongbong Marcos's call to investigate the top 15 contractors with the most flood control projects, a move he says clears his name after weeks of accusations linking him to budget insertions in his home province of Bulacan.
Siguro vindication at clarification ito ng mga pangyayari na naganap the past few weeks, I would say, especially in the light of the election of Senate presidency dahil kami ni SP Cheese na drag doon sa kung ano-anong chismis at fake news about flood control.
Bulacan was earlier tagged as getting the biggest flood control allocation in the 2025 budget, which fueled claims of corruption. Villanueva says the narrative has been twisted, as if flood control funds going to Bulacan automatically meant he was involved.
Tapos nababaligtad pa po tayo na ito daw ay napunta sa Bulacan at pag napunta na sa Bulacan, may kalokohan na at pag may kalokohan na si Joel Villanueva.
In PBBM's report, Bulacan tops the list of provinces with the most flood control projects. It also ranked 5th among provinces that are flood-prone. He says the Senate has no connection to the 15 contractors identified by the president, and he has asked the SEC and other agencies for documents to find out who really owns them.
As far as I'm concerned, dito sa Senado, wala akong kilalang senador na link dito sa any of the 15 contractors na binabanggit. So, just do the math. 1 plus 1 lang po ito.
From July 2022 to May 2025, about 545 billion pesos were allocated for flood control. About 20% or 100 billion of this went to 15 contractors. Villanueva is now pushing for an impartial investigation and a unified master plan for flood control, warning that patchwork projects, despite billions in spending, will keep failing without a strategic approach. Hanati, Bilyonaryo News Channel.
Vice President Sara Duterte rejected allegations of habitual absence and excessive travels and branding them as politically motivated. She also slammed the House over her impeachment case, which was dismissed by the Senate, and she warned of possible OVP budget cuts next year. Hanati returns with this report.
The allegations of habitual absence doesn't seem to bother Vice President Sara Duterte. She dismissed the claim as another baseless attack.
Habitual absence saan? Hindi ko alam kung ano yung pinagsasabi nila na habitual absence. As I said, ito na naman yung style ng mga tao na anti-Duterte na nagbibigay lang ng akusasyon kung saan-saan at wala namang basihan, walang ebidensya.
The VP also hit back at those questioning her constant travels, saying these were not for leisure.
Nagta-travel ako, lumalabas ako ng bansa dahil frustrated na ang Filipino communities abroad sa nangyayari dito sa ating bayan. At pangalawa, bumibisita ako sa tatay ko na nakakulong.
Duterte's impeachment case was recently killed following the senator's archival of the complaint to adhere to the Supreme Court ruling, declaring it unconstitutional. When asked about alleged misuse of confidential funds, Duterte said she will only explain in the proper forum.
Pero hindi pwede na moro-moro na kung saan lang nagbibigay ng akusasyon at kung saan o kung kailan lang nila gusto mag-akusa.
Duterte pointed to the decision itself, saying it clearly laid out how the House abused its power. The ruling said the House violated the one-year bar rule and that the complaint lacked due process.
It's a abuse of authority. So makita ninyo dito, gilatag og tarong kung giunsa nila pag-abuso ang ilahang power dinha sa House of Representatives.
And as budget season approaches, Duterte said she expects the House to slash the OVP's budget proposal submitted by the Department of Budget and Management, noting that the political leadership remains the same.
Well, it will be the same as last year. Hindi naman nagbago ang administration eh. Yan pa rin ang Pangulo natin, yan pa rin ang Speaker of the House of Representatives natin. So wala na tayong ma-expect na ibibigay para sa Office of the Vice President.
The OVP has a proposed budget of 903 million pesos for 2026. Last year, the House slashed her office's 2 billion peso budget to around 733 million due to redundant functions and overlapping programs. Hannah Tia, Bilyonaryo News Channel.
Another motion for reconsideration is submitted before the Supreme Court against the dismissal of Vice President Sara Duterte's impeachment case. The motion, submitted by a group of lawyers and religious and civic society leaders, claims that the House of Representatives did not violate any law or process in transmitting the articles of impeachment to the Senate. The group is one of those that submitted the third impeachment complaint against VP Sara. They are firm in their stance that the VP should face trial, as it is a measure of accountability on their powers. The Education Department is seeking a 920 billion peso budget for 2026, up from nearly 800 billion pesos this year. Secretary Sonny Angara says over 40 billion pesos goes to the senior high school voucher program yearly. But a ghost beneficiary scam has cost 100 million pesos. On BNC's On Point, Angara said 7 Metro Manila school owners face charges and some DepEd staff have been fired, while safeguards, including stricter use of the learner reference number, are being put in place.
They're owners of the schools and the officials
Are
of
they
the
big schools, sir?
Actually, my first time to hear of many of all of the schools actually. So hindi sila yung household names
Hindi
na
po.
schools. Yeah.
Okay. So seven
Yes.
cases. Are these...
All in NCR so far.
The Department of Budget and Management is set to present the 2026 National Expenditure Program to President Marcos today. The over 6.7 trillion peso proposal outlines priority programs under the Philippine Development Plan, focusing on quality and accessible education, stronger healthcare, and food security through a stable and affordable supply. Expected at the ceremony in Malacanang are top government officials, including Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin, Senate President Francis Escudero, Budget Secretary Amena Pangandaman, and Socio-Economic Planning Secretary Arsenio Balisacan. President Marcos is the guest of honor in today's police service anniversary celebration. Our Pierre Pastor is reporting live from Camp Crame. Pierre, what is the message of the president?
May pulisya, bantayog ng bayang matatag. That's the theme for the 100th Police Service celebration held here today at the Philippine National Police Headquarters in Camp Crame. President Bongbong Marcos led the honoring of the outstanding uniformed and non-uniformed personnel, as well as the different police units for their exemplary service and dedication to the police force. The event also featured the modernized PNP patrol vehicles of the police transportation and mobility. This includes the Eye in the Sky helicopters to give aerial advantage to the PNP operations. Before the formal ceremony, PBBM got the chance to visit the PNP Command Center and was briefed on the PNP's 5-minute police response time. The operation was demonstrated to him live. PNP Chief Nicolas Torre, the third, showed the president videos of police successful operations while using their latest gadgets, like the body-worn cameras, which can stream live videos. PNP 911 Emergency Response Team is stationed here at the PCC. In his speech, Torre says they're trying their best so the PNP will not only be respected but also trusted. PBBM, on the other hand, is happy of the decrease of the crime rate. Yet he says numbers is not enough. The people must feel they're safe and that the police force is working for them. And he also promised that the government stands behind the PNP as they serve the country and the Filipinos.
But technology will never replace the importance of your presence on the ground. These tools are only effective as the men and women who wield those tools. Considering this day and age, criminals have mastered new and sophisticated ways to advance their schemes. Inaabuso nila ang mga makabagong teknolohiya upang manloko, maninlang, at mambiktima. Ito ang kailangan nating bantayan. Ito ang ating dapat sugpuin. Huwag din natin kalimutan na bahagi ng banta sa seguridad ang mga nasa hanay na bumabaluktot mismo ng ating layunin. Ahanin pa ang pinakamodernong kagamitan kung may ilang pulis pa rin ang umaabuso sa kapangyarihan. We will continue to investigate and hold these people accountable within the bounds of the law.
President Bongbong Marcos also thanked the families of the PNP members for their support so that our PNP personnel were able to do their duties every day. Back to you, Mai.
Thank you, Pierre Pastor, reporting to us live from Camp Crame. The North-South Commuter Railway project goes into full swing as the Manila segment of the Transportation Initiative gains momentum. Andrea Salve now joins us live from Manila. Andrea, what's the latest over there?
Mai, clearing operations have officially begun along Old Antipolo Road in Manila, a critical step for the ongoing construction of the North-South Commuter Railway project. Transportation Secretary Vince Dizon and Manila Mayor Isko Moreno personally inspected the area this morning. Both officials underscore the importance of this segment, calling it pivotal to the project's overall success. Secretary Dizon stressed that speeding up work in this area could unlock solutions for other sections in the South. To quote him, "If we can make it in Manila, we can make it anywhere." The clearing initiative comes after a 2-year delay, mainly due to right-of-way issues, but officials say strong coordination between national and local governments has now paved the way for a better plan, one that preserves homes and other institutions. Manila City engineers and the DOTR have agreed to a narrower right-of-way to minimize displacement, ensuring that communities along Old Antipolo will not only remain intact, but also benefit from the railway project. My 2 stations will rise in the Manila segment, one in Solis Street and one in Blumentritt. Once completed, the NSCR promises to connect Manila to Clark, Pampanga in under an hour. Mai?
Thank you, Andrea Salve, live from Manila. A check on the weather now. Tropical cyclone Goryeo maintains its strength as it moves westward over the Philippine Sea, with winds reaching up to 120 kilometers per hour and gusts of 150 kph. Signal number 1 remains raised over parts of northern Luzon, indicating strong winds within 36 hours. Pag-asa warns of heavy rainfall over Batanes today until tomorrow at noon as the weather disturbance continues to affect the region. Residents and local authorities are advised to stay alert and monitor further advisories from the Weather Bureau. Uproar in Washington, D.C. over President Donald Trump's move to deploy the National Guard to temporarily take over the city's police department. Protesters have taken to the streets to voice their objection. They say the president's action was unnecessary and only makes everyone live in fear.
I don't approve of it. I just think it's a bad move, and the backlash is going to be really severe against him. and his administration. And that's why I don't feel safe any longer in this city because of what it's doing against its citizenry.
Trump sent 800 National Guard troops to D.C. to curb what he calls complete and total lawlessness in the city. He has also hinted that other major U.S. cities could be next, including Chicago, which has long been beset by violent crimes. On to the trade war between superpowers, the U.S. and China. President Trump says he is extending a tariff truce with Beijing for another 90 days, staving off triple-digit duties on each other's goods. China reciprocated immediately after Trump's announcement. The pause was due to expire on Tuesday. The deadline now moved to November, a crucial time for the expected surge of imports for the Christmas season.
Laban Pilipinas Puso. Gilas Pilipinas showing heart and grit in the FIBA Asia Cup. The Philippines escaped host nation Saudi Arabia in an overtime thriller early Tuesday morning, 95-88. Naturalized star Justin Brownlee saved the day with a game-tying triple with just 10 seconds left to force the extension period. And Gilas never looked back in the OT, delivering the strong finishing kick to enter the quarterfinals. Brownlee led the Philippines with 29 points, while Kevin Kiambao and AJ Edu chipping in 17 markers each. In a post-game press conference, Gilas head coach Tim Cohn praised Brownlee for being a reliable presence, especially in clutch moments. Up next for the Philippines is tournament favorite Australia on Wednesday.
Football superstar Cristiano Ronaldo is leveling up his relationship with his longtime partner in style. Georgina Rodriguez announced their engagement on Instagram Tuesday. The Argentine-born model captioned it with, "Yes, I do in this and in all my lives." And did I mention that humongous fabulous ring? Ronaldo and Rodriguez have been in a relationship since 2016 and have 3 children together. The Portuguese football icon recently signed a 2-year extension with Saudi Arabia club Al Nassr, reportedly valued at nearly $700 million. Oh my God.
What about that ring, right?
How
What
many
ring?
carats do you think that is?
That was massive.
Let's ask Ferdi, he knows
how
his
many carats do you think
diamonds.
that
That
is?
should be at least
How many?
30.
30 carats?
I don't know how
insane.
big her fingers are, but it was...
No, I'm literally just
insane.
staring at the rock. I'm like, I
Yeah.
can't even see her finger.
Yeah.
Correct.
I'll be happy with 3, but she has 30.
I'm happy
okay,
with
again, we don't know how big it is, but it is just massive.
It's ginormous. I don't think I've
Yeah.
ever seen a ring that big in my life.
Well, finally, the 2 of them are gonna get married after 3 beautiful children.
I know. I thought they were
Yeah.
married. I didn't even realize
happy
they were.
for
They've
them.
been in a domestic relationship for a long, long time, and I watch her reality TV show.
Actually, I had the biggest crush on Ronaldo
All right.
before.
And here we go. So, Heart Evangelista is serving icon status as Harper's Bazaar Singapore's first ever guest editor and cover star for its July 2025 Championing Asia issue. Draped in a stunning Michael Leva Filipiniana and Tiffany and Company jewelry, she does not make the muse, she is the moment. Turning 40 with power and poise, Hart said that clarity comes from embracing vulnerability, a true testament to timeless style and strength. Also in the spotlight were Filipino designer Michael Leva and creator David Gizon, providing that Asia is the runway to watch. I was actually at the dinner where they launched it with Heart. It was amazing with Dr. Ivy and Dr. Z Teo.
Yeah.
And wow, it's something to really be proud of because
Right.
she's the first
She
guest.
always looks amazing.
Yeah,
And she's
her
like
photos
a
are
true-born
great.
fashionista.
Yes.
Exactly.
And guess what?
What?
Can you imagine the first ever guest editor at Harper's Bazaar?
I know.
In Singapore.
We hope to have her on the show.
Manifest
Yes.
that.
Heart,
so beautiful.
Love
Go.
Marie,
Do your
we are
shout-out.
telling you right now, you gotta come.
But anyway, we've got more stories and conversations for you guys. Actress Meryll Soriano walks us behind the scenes in her new film, Sunshine, and what's keeping her busy these days. The Daily Dish will be right back.
This is my Daily Dish. My Daily Dish. My Daily Dish. This is my Daily Dish. This is my Daily Dish. My Daily Dish.
Welcome back. You're watching The Daily Dish. And guess what, Mai? You got a guess.
Yes, look who we have here today in the studio. Actress Meryll Soriano.
Hi! Thank you guys for having me. I love it. I love to be
Meryll
here.
Soriano showcases her versatility on screen through a sports drama film that tackles sensitive issues like abortion. This time, she is paired alongside Maris Racal in the critically acclaimed film Sunshine. And she now joins us live in the studio. Hello, Meryll. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you guys for having me. Thank you for coming.
You know what? I haven't had the chance to watch the film, Meryll, but you know, with Maris, it should be a powerhouse film.
It's such a great film because, like you said, we're discussing something that's very sensitive. And we premiered in Toronto International Film Festival in Canada. So I was a little bit surprised that the reviews are very good. And we've accepted it, open-heartedly.
You portrayed
As a
Sunshine's coach.
Yes, as a coach.
And just a background, you played volleyball for 7 years.
Yes.
Yeah. So how did that help you? Did that help you in your role at all?
Yes, because I have a coach. I had a coach, and then I'm still doing things that are, like athlete style. So I have coaches, and parang na-relay ko lang. And then it's like a story of mentorship. So it's something that, I've been sort of doing in a long time with young actors as well. So it wasn't a difficult thing to do.
You said that this was the first time you've portrayed somebody not a motherhood or not in an impoverished role. How was your approach different in this role than your previous roles?
I don't know, but it just came naturally for me to do something that is not a mother kind of thing. It's still like motherhood, You're taking care of somebody, you're guiding somebody. So it's not far from motherhood, but at least hindi lang siya nanay.
Yeah, but you have a strong connection with Maris. I mean, she's coming out of her own shell also, and she's being acclaimed, just like you, my friend, right? How was the connectivity? How was the connection? How was the relationship during the filming and the end of the show?
It's funny because when I read the script, I'm like, oh my God, sino ba tong Maris Racal? I mean, I didn't know because I'm not very familiar with young actors. And then when we met, I said, oh my God, this talent is so raw, and this film is a breakthrough role for her, and she did so well.
Which I would say about you because, not too long ago.
Oh my God, yeah.
People would say the same about you, that you're raw, and then your talent, is completely different from your, how should I say, your celebrity royal family, right? But was there, between comedy and drama, you guys can switch back and forth. How was that like?
Thank you. First of all, thank you, Ferdi, for saying very kind, nice things to me. I think growing up in a showbiz royalty family,
quote unquote, air quotes.
Because it wasn't hard for me to become the person that I am. Sabi ko nga kanina, I had the guide to a life because of my tita. The do's and don'ts, the things that I want for myself and the things that I don't want for myself in the industry. And, it really molded me to have a great guidance from my tita and from, my father and my tito, from my family.
Was there a specific scene with Maris that struck you as the most powerful?
I think I knew already that she was pregnant, but she was denying it in front of me. But I knew, and that was a very intense scene for the both of us.
This movie tackles a lot of stigmas that we don't really talk about in the Philippines, right? Like the Catholic guilt, abortion. How was that? And how do you think your portrayal and Marissa's portrayal I guess, will give the guiding light to the Filipinos to like kind of just talk about it more.
Paano empower?
Oo, empowering talaga siya for younger generation, you know, because like our generation,
Wow! I'm 35, Meryl. I don't know about you.
Tagal na 35.
Kaya lang.
Pero yun nga parang in a very Christian and Catholic views ng Pilipinas, talagang akala ko hindi ma-appreciate. But you know, the Gen Z, the millennials, they're very excited to talk about these things because it's empowering to know that, you know, it's okay to be in control of your choices.
Yes, but you were blessed to have, or you are still blessed to have a wonderful son at an early age.
Yes!
So you can resonate with parts of the film, obviously.
Yes.
Did that affect your portrayal of the role?
No, I think I'm very pro-choice in a way, and I have never had like a problem in my own mind about these things. So basically, for me as well, it's empowering kasi hindi ko yan madidiscuss basta-basta.
Yes.
Hindi ko siya kayang i-tackle on my own. And this film is very, very brave to do that.
Yes. You
Tonette.
mentioned that you initially thought that the film's controversial themes would only resonate locally, but were you surprised with the international recognition that it got? And what about the cast and the director? What did they think of that?
What I thought was that it will do well internationally than here, but surprisingly, it's doing very well here. Like we've added 35 more cinemas on SM.
Wow.
Kasi we were down to 5, and then they added more because of the demand. So I think it speaks a lot about the generation now, wanting to, you know, having this as something to talk about.
Would you talk about the award, Crystal Bear?
Congrats.
The
Crystal Bear!
Congratulations to Antoinette and to the whole cast and to the whole production of Sunshine. Talagang nakakagulat. Kaya nga, that's what I thought. Like, baka doon it will do well because they're open-minded. And here it won't, you know, baka mamaya maraming.
Would you say this was your most challenging role to date that you've portrayed?
No.
What's your
What's your
most
most
challenging
challenging role? And why?
Oh my God, sa dami, hindi ko na alam. Pero I think during my younger, I think Donor was the hardest, and John Denver Trending was one of the hardest because again, it tackles difficult social, you know, themes that are not, at the time, people were not ready. But John Denver did so well.
Does it take, these roles, do they take away from your essence? I mean, syempre, because you're investing so much emotion. You're investing into somebody's psyche, someone else's psyche. Syempre, do you take that home with you, or does it remove from you?
I think because I've done this since I was 9, it's not like a difficult thing. But of course, I know how to do my after project pagpag, what I call. So I go to the ocean, you know, I put my feet on the sand, and I become me again.
I'm sure you hang out with your son.
Of course!
But you know, like for your son, paano mo binabalance yung career mo with your son? Because he's, you know, like your son also plays football, and you told me he's already of a certain age. I kind of got, you know, sidetracked by that.
I know, my
can't
God.
get over it.
I know, grabe. Kasi,
How old is he?
Oh, my eldest is 17, turning 18 this month. Oh my
Yes.
God, I have an 18-year-old.
I've known him since I was a baby.
Yeah.
That's why I was.
Yeah.
You're giving your age away.
I'm 35. I'm 35.
But I have a 4-year-old, so that's very difficult.
Yes.
Yeah.
How do you
so
balance it, your career and having 2 kids?
I think with Eli, my eldest, it was easier because my mom was here.
So she was your coach?
Yeah. So basically, you know, I had the liberty to do whatever I want to do.
Yeah.
But now, with my toddler, I'm a different person now. When I gave birth to my youngest, you know, when I was younger, having Eli, I had such big dreams and I wanted to do a lot of things. And my mom was a great supporter who, you know, took over a lot of my mom duties. But with my son now, we don't have a yaya. It's just us, me and Joem, and it's just difficult to have a career, like full-time career, while you're doing that.
Talk about juggling so many roles. You also have a business on the side, Sunny 16.
Which I don't think people know.
No, it's not my business, but that's where I shoot my mental health talk show. So I'm collaborating with Sunny 16, which is my, my baby. It's called Invisible War. So it's a documentary style mental health talk show.
Nice.
What kind of, themes do you guys talk about?
Well, I have almost 20 guests now. So we do like depression, anxiety, and then I also invited like Elijah Canlas, who discussed, having to survive suicide loss. Also, Tito Boy, who actually discussed grief. So different kinds of mental health problems that they encountered in their lives. So,
Did you encounter anything significant?
Yes.
And are you willing to share that?
Yes, of course. So I've been diagnosed with bipolar disorder for 17 years now, since Eli came out. And so I'm the first episode, so I discussed bipolar depression.
That's super. Well, that's empowering that actually you talk about it on Sunny 16 and and your documentaries, because at least that's the way you heal, right?
Yes, and to be able to give space also to people to talk about
And
this.
it's very helpful that the more you talk about it more, the less the stigma becomes.
Yes. So, my mantra is, it's hard to talk about mental health, but it's harder not to. So ask for help, and again, you're not alone, and together we can win this invisible war.
Yes, talking about help, Mai and Mo. Meryl has such a strong support system within the showbiz or her showbiz family. You've got your dad, Willie.
Yes.
Then you've got your aunt,
Yes.
Maria. Hi,
The Diamond
DS.
Star.
Yes.
Hi, Inay.
Yes, guess siya dito.
I told her already. She's just busy. She's got a
Yes.
thing. And of course, your uncle, which is Maricel's younger brother.
Yeah, Mel.
What kind of support have they given you in life, in showbiz, and all of that good stuff?
Full
and of course,
support.
Joam. I mean,
Yeah.
he's also in the industry.
Yes, full support. Parang Haynes, di ba? Ng tita ko. Full support ang family. And so it's very natural for us to support each other. I grew up in a very supporting and loving, nourishing family. So walang naging problem for us to support each other.
And a lot of young actresses look up to you. Is there any piece of advice you want to give them?
Study. You should have a backup for, this is a difficult job. It's not consistent when it comes to financial stability. So you have to have other things that you can do to be able to, support
Especially
yourself.
when you're just starting out.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So hard to get gigs, I can imagine.
I know.
To make a
Now
name for
let's,
yourself.
speaking of your Tita Maricel,
Yes.
Oh, God.
give us some favorite lines from
Oh my
her.
God. Ayoko ng, ano ba yun? Ayoko ng madumi. Ayoko ng maputik.
Siya
Ayoko
ba
ng
yun?
mabaho. Yes!
Was that her?
Yes. Saka nung bata ako, lagi ako nilalagay sa table at ginagawa ko yung sampid ka lang dito, sasampalin ko. So I grew up in the industry, wala na akong hiya sa mga
Has she ever slapped you?
Yes, sa Marisal drama.
Really?
Yeah, you had to eh.
I hope on the set lang.
On the set lang. Of course, on the set lang. So, nakatigim na ako ng sampal ng tita ko, which is, it's an honor.
It's golden. People actually ask her
Yes.
to slap them.
And for the sampal, totoong sampal yun,
Oo,
right?
wala akong narinig. Nabingi ako. Bata pa ako
Oh
nung mas
my
lalo ako
gosh,
nabingi.
how old were you?
Around 9, 11. Usually, lagi ako nasasampal sa show niya.
And what's your own favorite line?
I think yung sampid ka lang dito because I always remember that, and then I've slapped, celebrities growing up because
What
ako
was your
nga yung-
favorite slap? That you slap.
Siguro malaalala ko lahat sila kasi. So I think si Tito Ralph, si Mark Hill, sumalangit ako and buti na lang hindi ko nasampal si Tita Cherie kasi
Sasampalin ka rin.
She will slap you back.
nasampal niya ako, so okay lang.
But before we let you go, what's next for you apart from
Yeah.
your documentary that you're working on? Where can people find you apart from Sunshine?
So you can watch Invisible War on my YouTube channel. It's Meryll Soriano. I have a different playlist there. So I have a podcast with my son and then that. But I am venturing now on directing. So I'm going to be directing my first short film and my full length next year.
Ooh,
Thank you so much, Direct.
Thank you.
A pleasure having you here with us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Meryl.
I hope to be part of the BNC family.
Yes,
Manifesting. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Direct.
Thank you. Come back.
Yes.
All right, coming up, sitting down with the one behind some of the most unforgettable celebrity moments ever caught on camera. Don't miss our exclusive conversation with Charisse Tinio of Nice Print Photography when the Daily Dish returns.
This is my daily dish. My daily dish. My daily dish. This is my daily dish. This is my daily dish.
Welcome back. You're still tuned into the Daily Dish. So, today, we're zooming in on someone who's been behind some of the most iconic celebrity moments ever caught on cam. She may not be behind the lenses, but she's masterminding, making sure every shot is picture perfect. Please welcome the woman behind Nice Print Photo, CEO and co-founder, Charisse Tinio. Hello and good afternoon.
Welcome to the show.
I was so excited, I was talking over myself when I got the art card.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Nice Print is now 19 years strong, Charisse.
That's right. That's
and
right.
looking back, what was the very first event you shot or handled?
For the first ever wedding, I don't remember the actual couple, but I remember it was in Paco Church, and the reception was Manila Hotel. But for the celebrity couple that placed us on the map, it was Augie and Regine Alcacid, of course.
For their wedding?
For their wedding. That was
okay.
2010.
Okay, they didn't invite you or me.
Baby pa sila! Oh my gosh.
Well, excuse me.
Thank you for saying
I'm the youngest among the three of us. Ako yung baby.
Ferdi was a fetus pa at that time. What would you say is your most favorite that you've done in this culmination of the 19 years you've been in the industry? Like, favorite event or wedding?
There's no one favorite, but every event is fabulous and all that. But I think one that's stuck in my head is the recent wedding that I did, wherein Kifu and Agustin, they had a wedding, and the bride, yung walk down the aisle was changed talaga.
Yeah.
She entered the aisle on a horse.
I was there.
Wow.
Yeah, you were there, Ferdi.
It was beautiful.
On a horse? Okay.
She rode a horse.
Speaking of extraordinary weddings, aside from the one with the horse, what are the most outlandish, if there was one?
There's one event that I did with Gideon Hermosa in
love Gideon's work.
Vietnam. That was a wedding that's so spectacular. Parang he created like a whole Disneyland in Vietnam, and that was like a 3-day event. It was so beautiful, so extravagant. But yeah, there's just too many to mention. No?
Are you getting ideas?
Oh, wow.
I know, I'm like, horse, but meron lang elephant.
Wala pa.
Okay.
Ay, meron na. Oh my gosh.
meron
Sorry,
na.
you have to find some, a
For an
giraffe.
Indian wedding, we did that
Okay,
too.
because I was like, yeah, my boyfriend's half Indian, so I was like, do I want
Exactly.
an Indian? Oh.
So you can do that.
Can you
Yes.
describe when they went down the aisle?
The groom-
Naka-elephant.
No, that was for the
Picture it.
entrance for the reception. The groom was on an elephant.
The
That's
groom
in
was
Thailand.
on the where
Yeah.
was the bride?
The bride, I think she entered pero hindi naka-elephant. It's hard naman kasi.
Look, but Charisse,
Yeah.
there's a video playing right now. Describe that to us. Oh, that's Augie and Regine.
yes.
That's Augie and Regine, and you know, that was something that I won't ever forget because parang I went full circle with them. So I did the wedding of Augie Regine 2010, and now we did that last May in Australia for the daughter of Augie na, which is for Layla.
Yes, but
Alcacid.
you know what, Charisse? When did you figure out, wow, what I created 19 years ago is about to take off? Because you have a lot of international events, you know, with a lot of celebrities and stuff like that, and you know, and the well-heeled and the perfume set. When did you figure out, oh wait, I did something solid, as in it's taking off now?
Right. You know, it went by so fast, Ferdi. I didn't realize that it's already 19 years. But I think it was when people were coming back, when I did full circle with families, like debutantes who became my brides later on, and let's say first birthday celebrants who became my 18th birthday debutante after 18 years. That's amazing. I mean, to be trusted over and over again.
And full circle, definitely.
And full circle. And to be trusted over and over again for years. And we've become like their top of mind, you know, to cover
because
their most
getting
special
happy
days.
clients, they would surely recommend you. And for those who experience that particular event, that, you know, if it's gonna stay with them, then they're gonna want to have you also. You're now the go-to when it comes to celebrity weddings, celebrity events, right? So where do you plan to take this next?
We're going full speed on doing international events. We want to be able to reach more Filipinos around the world. They want that nice print touch. They want to be able, kasi you know, the OFWs and people abroad, when they actually watch TV or YouTube in the Philippines, syempre they're in touch through the celebrities they watch.
Right.
And we've become, I guess, modesty aside, an aspiration. It's become an aspirational thing to have nice print. That's what they say.
Yeah.
To have nice print for their event as well. So it's nice to be able to reach them, you know, one city at a time, and that's really the goal.
Yeah, and
to
you
reach them.
mentioned the nice print touch. So let's talk about what is your signature, if there is one, and what sets you guys apart from other companies.
Right. Our tagline has always been different brides, different vibe. We don't do cookie cutter shoots. Like there's no templated shoot because every bride is different. You have your own pegs, your own mood board. So we don't have an aesthetic that we follow just for everybody. So we try to listen to you and have different teams under the company that is a perfect fit for each bride.
I'm making parinig na.
But she's gonna make parinig because...
How do you deal with difficult clients or bridezillas?
I'm sure there are a lot.
There
Probably
are a lot.
90%.
Like what I say, in the Philippines especially, it's only a one-time thing. You only get married once. So each bride, talagang once in a lifetime yan. And they become a bridezilla, but later on become a bridechilla. But, you know,
you totally understand.
Yeah, I be chilling always.
You just always have to make them feel like they're heard. They're heard. You listen to their wants. And you just always communicate. I think a bridezilla will only be like that if they are not understood. And, you know, it really comes with the territory.
But you deal with a lot of A-listers, celebrities or non-celebrities, you know. Do you still get starstruck?
Not so much anymore, Ferdi, to be very honest. Because since I've been working with them a lot, I've realized that, you know, they're like you and me, like they're ordinary, they're like humans after all.
Yes, but you know, we've got a question from a netizen right now. The question is, tumatawad ba din sila?
Oh, your Tagalog was so good.
Of course.
Who sila? The
The celebrities, the A-listers.
Yes, because syempre practical din naman lahat.
We
you
all
know?
want a discount.
Because like the Ray
who doesn't
Parks
want
wedding
discounts?
was 20 million. That's
Which one?
insane. Ray Parks and Zainab.
Oh,
Is that true?
Was it 20 million?
It's not that big. It's less than that, definitely.
Okay, so
but
19
it's
million
huge.
lang.
Wait, I just want to ask Charisse, what was the, and you don't have to mention name, what was the worst event you've ever done? And the client
Just
was super
describe the
difficult.
event. You don't have to name them.
Oh nga, we don't name names now. But there's so many. But one time there was, so a groom and a bride booked us. And then 3 months down the road, parang the wedding was happening like 6 months away, you know. And then the groom called and said, oh, we're gonna change something in the contract. And I was like, what? And then magpapalit pala ng name ng bride.
Oh my gosh! Different bride!
Yeah.
Has a bride walked off? Or a groom?
No naman, I don't know, for whatever reason. But
So interchangeable pala yun sa kontrata?
Actually, I said, oy, hindi na pwede. Kasi it's a different contract na, right?
Yeah,
Because
that's a different wedding.
It's a totally different wedding.
Of
But
course.
yeah, you know, things like that can happen. And, you know, it's part of the 19 years of experience, you know, going through so many things. And then, yung mga worst then also, you know, I did a wedding when the Taal volcano was erupting.
Oh my
Oh my
goodness.
gosh,
I
back in
did one
2019.
wedding when Ondoy was happening. And yeah,
The show must go on.
the show must go on.
Right?
That's
And I've had a wedding with
insane.
her literally 3 days before
Wow.
Right,
in Las Vegas.
Grabe, you've done all these amazing, breathtaking, and very, I don't know what word, adventurous wedding with Ondoy.
There's just so many.
Taal. Is there one in particular that you haven't done that's your dream?
Wow, something iconic place like maybe Machu Picchu wedding or you know, right under the Eiffel Tower, for example. That would be amazing.
Ayan, like Machu Picchu. Let me come
Picchu.
in with a
Something
llama.
somewhere exotic. Oh.
Exotic.
Yes.
But it's because we've practically done so much already. Actually, I forgot to mention one wedding that I can't forget. We did a wedding inside the airplane. A commercial flight.
You've done one?
Yeah, we've done
We
that
got
already.
married on an airplane.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was like gonna
Well-
take that idea.
Well, what is your advice to those who are aspiring to become, you know, the next big thing in business, to aspiring entrepreneurs out there?
I guess it's always really hard work. It always pays off. And then you just always have to work with something that you're passionate about. I always say that you never have to work a single day if you love what you do.
That's
And I think you really have to, you know, stay credible, stay truthful with what you do. Money will come, but what's most important is that you do your work. You give all the love and passion into it, and you know everything will come back to you.
Oh, and
Thank you so
That was
much,
amazing.
Charisse, for being here. I'm super proud of you.
Thanks,
And
Ferdi.
I'm gonna be calling you for Monique's requirements soon. Yeah?
Something with a camel.
Yeah.
No, I
And the-
actually like
the
the
elephant.
The elephant. I like the
We'll talk
airplane
about
kasi
that.
my boyfriend's a pilot, pero it's
That's
taken
cool.
na pala. Next time. we'll
So
do
Tam,
something.
if you're watching, you know what we're talking about. Thank you again, Charisse.
Thank you, guys.
All right, up next, Monique will tell us about her food tasting experience at the International Manila Food Festival. Stay tuned for that.
This is my daily dish. My daily dish. My daily dish. This is my daily dish.
And hello, welcome back. You're still watching The Daily Dish. Is Filipino cuisine ready to take center stage globally? The International Manila Food Festival made a bold case, showcasing our distinct flavors with world-class twists. I got a front row seat and a full belly and plate as internationally renowned chefs reimagined our beloved dishes. From luxurious arroz caldo with duck to bold kinilaw with leche de tigre, which is actually a citrus-based marinade used in Peruvian cuisine. And the chefs I spoke to say events like this help put our culinary heritage on the world map.
This has been a culmination of many years being in this industry and looking for new ways to collaborate and to expose Filipino food. I don't think this festival could have happened 10 years ago with this kind of excitement. It had to happen now. It had to happen when social media and Filipino restaurants and Filipino chefs are blooming around the world. And so that's why we actually named it the International Manila Food Festival, because we really wanted to be mindful that to have a dialogue, it would mean having chefs from everywhere.
I just wanted to do something really simple but very, very Filipino. So I'm doing bistec. So yeah, and I think just the way it will be presented, you know, and the way it will be eaten it's bistec at the end of the day. So
Did you do a twist on it?
I did, yeah. So we're doing ribeye, pan-seared to medium rare with a calamansi, miso, and caramelized onion sauce, and then grilled onions on the side. I think dishes being really Filipino.
You're gonna say. I don't know about you guys, but I'm getting hungry.
I'm so hungry.
What was your favorite?
Honestly, the bistec that Chef Mel made was
Bistec.
amazing.
Bistec Tagalog.
Bistec.
Okay.
No, but she made bistec because she used ribeye, so bistec.
Oh, it's
What
beef.
she
Oh, it's
made-
bistec.
It's
It's
a bistec,
ribeye
guys.
kasi.
That's what
Social na
bistec.
bistec.
It's
Yeah.
so good because she mentioned, like, if you use Filipino flavors, even though you interchange the ingredients, like in this case, the steak, it still reminds you of bistec. It's so good. Guys, I'm watering. But then during the like culmination event, the fourth day. Ano ba? The fourth day, Chef Tara, she made raw scallop with vermicelli noodles, a calamansi marinade, and then
Calamansi.
There's always a touch of Filipino, right?
Calamansi.
There's a touch of Filipino.
Yes, and then
Yeah.
she put dragon fruit, and it was the most amazing dish. Like, y'all, I'm dreaming. The way they modernize and twist Filipino food, I'm blown away. We have to try and we have to go.
So looks so masarap.
It's a date now. Let's go have lunch. Let's wrap this up. I hope you guys are having the best lunch today. That's it for us. Join us again tomorrow for more Real Talk.
A lot of spilled tea.
Obviously with zero filter. I'm Monique Tuzon.
I'm Ferdi Salvador.
And I'm Mai Rodriguez. That's the Daily Dish served. Thank you for watching.
Thank you.